Hello guys, hope you are all well. This is the final part of the Treasure Island story. Let's get started and have fun all. With great anticipation, the Hispaniola set sail from Bristol, bound for the distant shores of Treasure Island. The ship, a sturdy galleon, was packed with provisions and supplies, and its decks were teeming with a motley crew of sailors, adventurers, and fortune-seekers. Among them were Jim Hawkins, the young cabin boy, Dr. Livesey, the ship's doctor, Squire Trelawney, the wealthy landowner, and Captain Smollett, the no-nonsense shipmaster. Jim, with his boundless curiosity and adventurous spirit, was eager to explore the vast expanse of the ocean and discover the hidden treasures that awaited them. He quickly struck up a friendship with Long John Silver, the ship's cook, a one-legged man with a jovial demeanor and a reputation for being a skilled storyteller. Silver, with his engaging tales of past voyages and daring exploits, captivated Jim's imagination and earned his trust. As days turned into weeks, the Hispaniola sailed through calm waters, guided by the steady hand of Captain Smollett and the expertise of the crew. Jim, during his leisure hours, would often seek out Silver, eager to learn more about the pirate life and the hidden treasures they were pursuing. Silver, with his enigmatic smile and cunning eyes, would regale Jim with stories of buried gold, lost cities, and the allure of the open seas. During one such conversation, Silver revealed that he had served as a quartermaster under the infamous Captain Flint, one of the most notorious pirates to ever sail the seven seas. He spoke of Flint's treasure, rumored to be hidden on a remote island, and hinted at his knowledge of its whereabouts. Jim, fascinated by the tale, couldn't help but feel a thrill of excitement and anticipation. As the Hispaniola continued its voyage, the atmosphere on board grew tense and uneasy. Whispers and murmurs of mutiny circulated among the crew, and suspicions began to fall on Silver. Captain Smollett, sensing the growing unrest, kept a watchful eye on the situation, determined to maintain order and discipline aboard his ship. Meanwhile, Jim, torn between his loyalty to Captain Smollett and his growing fondness for Silver, found himself caught in a moral dilemma. He couldn't shake the feeling that Silver was not as trustworthy as he seemed, yet he couldn't ignore the camaraderie they shared and the tales that sparked his imagination. With each passing day, the Hispaniola drew closer to its destination, the mysterious Treasure Island. The air crackled with anticipation, and the crew, both loyal and treacherous, prepared for the challenges that lay ahead. Little did they know that the true test of their character and loyalty was about to unfold, as they ventured into the uncharted waters of greed, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of hidden riches. Jim Hawkins finds himself in a precarious situation. While searching for apples in the storeroom, he accidentally overhears a group of pirates, including Long John Silver and some of his loyal crew members, openly plotting a mutiny against Captain Smollett and the rest of the loyal crew members. Jim, realizing the gravity of the situation, hides inside an apple barrel to avoid detection. He listens intently as the pirates discuss their plans, revealing their intention to seize control of the ship, kill or maroon the loyal crew, and take all the treasure for themselves. Jim is horrified by what he hears and realizes that he must find a way to warn Captain Smollett and the others. However, Jim's presence in the apple barrel is soon discovered by one of the pirates, Black Dog. Black Dog attempts to open the barrel, but Jim manages to keep it shut and remains hidden inside. Jim's heart pounds with fear as he realizes how close he came to being discovered. After the pirates leave the storeroom, Jim carefully emerges from the apple barrel and returns to his cabin. He is shaken by what he has witnessed, and knows that he must act quickly to prevent the pirates' mutiny. He resolves to inform Captain Smollett and the loyal crew members about the impending danger, setting the stage for the intense confrontations and high-stakes action that will unfold in the dimly lit confines of the captain's cabin. Jim Hawkins, the ship's cabin boy, revealed the chilling details of the mutinous plot to Dr. Livesey and Squire Trelawney. The air grew heavy with tension as the gravity of the situation sank in. "This is dire news indeed, Jim," Dr. Livesey exclaimed, his voice laced with concern. "We must act swiftly to thwart their wicked intentions." Squire Trelawney's eyes flashed with determination. "We cannot allow these treacherous scoundrels to seize control of the ship. We must secure it and maintain our authority. Together, they huddled over a map of the Hispaniola, meticulously planning their course of action. They resolved to divide the loyal crew into 2 groups, each led by one of the officers. One group would remain on deck, maintaining vigilance and preventing the mutineers from gaining access to the ship's controls. The other group, under the command of Jim, would stealthily infiltrate the mutineers' quarters, disarming them and seizing their weapons. We must be swift and decisive, Dr. Livesey urged. Any hesitation could prove fatal. The trio agreed to meet in the captain's cabin once the preparations were complete. Each man departed with a renewed sense of purpose, determined to protect the ship and its loyal crew from the looming threat of mutiny. As darkness enveloped the Hispaniola, Jim stealthily made his way to the mutineers' quarters, his heart pounding in his chest. He carefully navigated the creaking corridors, his ears straining for any sign of movement. The air was thick with tension, and every shadow seemed to conceal a potential threat. One by one, Jim disarmed the mutineers, using a combination of cunning and stealth. He swiftly secured their weapons, rendering them harmless. The mutineers, caught off guard, were unable to mount any resistance. As the last mutineer was subdued, Jim let out a sigh of relief. The ship was secure, and the threat of mutiny had been neutralized. Meanwhile, on deck, the loyal crew members kept a watchful eye, their hands hovering near their weapons. The night was calm, and the Hispaniola sailed smoothly through the tranquil waters. The mutineers, unaware of the events unfolding below, remained in their quarters, their plans foiled by the swift actions of Jim, Dr. Livesey, and Squire Trelawney. As dawn broke over the horizon, the Hispaniola continued its journey, its loyal crew members united in their determination to reach Treasure Island and claim the fortune that awaited them. The threat of mutiny had been extinguished, and the ship sailed onward, guided by the unwavering resolve of those who had stood against darkness. As the shores of the uncharted island greeted me with their untamed beauty, the Hispaniola lay anchored, a silent sentinel in the tranquil cove. The air buzzed with the thrill of adventure, and I couldn't resist the allure of exploring this unknown land. With Ben Gunn, the marooned old mariner, at the helm of our small boat, we set off on our mission to replenish our water supply. The rhythmic splash of oars against the shimmering water created a symphony that echoed across the serene landscape. As we approached the shore, the tranquility was shattered by the sound of voices erupting from a nearby cave. Curiosity piqued, we decided to investigate, hearts pounding with anticipation. Our footsteps were muffled by the soft sand as we cautiously made our way towards the hidden entrance. Peering into the dimly lit cavern, I witnessed a scene that would forever etch itself into my memory. Long John Silver, the enigmatic pirate with one leg, stood at the center of a group of hardened buccaneers, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of a lantern. The atmosphere was electric, charged with tension and excitement. Silver, with his commanding presence and piercing gaze, held court as he oversaw the division of their ill-gotten gains. The pirates, their hands gripping pouches filled with gold and jewels, eagerly awaited their share of the treasure. The sight of Silver, the man I had come to respect and fear in equal measure, filled me with a mix of awe and apprehension. Here he was, in his element, surrounded by his loyal crew, a formidable force to be reckoned with. I watched in silence, my senses heightened, every detail of the scene seared into my mind. The pirates, their faces etched with greed and determination, haggled over the spoils of their conquest, their voices rising and falling in a chorus of avarice. As the division of the treasure neared its end, Silver, with a flourish, revealed the piece de resistance, a chest overflowing with glimmering jewels and precious artifacts. A collective gasp filled the cave as the pirates laid eyes on the opulent bounty. Their eyes gleamed with avarice, their hands trembling with anticipation as they reached for their share of the glittering riches. The cave became a maelstrom of movement and sound, the air thick with the palpable tension. In that fleeting moment, I realized the true nature of piracy. It was not just about adventure and freedom, but about greed, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of wealth, no matter the cost. As the pirates exited the cave, their pockets laden with newfound wealth, I remained hidden, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. I had witnessed a glimpse into the dark underbelly of the pirate world, and my shore adventure had only just begun. Under the cover of darkness, Jim made his daring escape from the pirates' camp and returned to the Hispaniola. He wasted no time in seeking out Dr. Livesey and Squire Trelawney, informing them of the grave situation they were in. With their ship under the control of the treacherous pirates, they knew they had to act swiftly and decisively. Gathering their loyal crew, they devised a cunning plan to retake the Hispaniola and regain their freedom. The pirates' celebration echoed through as they drank and reveled, blissfully unaware of the impending danger. Meanwhile, on board the ship, Jim, the doctor, and the squire moved with stealth and precision. They armed themselves with muskets, cutlasses, and pistols, preparing for a confrontation that could determine their fate. The moon cast long, eerie shadows upon the water as the Hispaniola silently drifted towards the pirate-infested island. The pirates, drunk and careless, paid no heed to the ship's approach, their attention fully absorbed by their revelry. At a signal from Jim, the Hispaniola's crew sprang into action. They clambered up the ship's rigging, dropping onto the deck like avenging shadows. The pirates were caught off guard, their drunken stupor rendering them easy prey. A fierce battle erupted under the moonlight, the air filled with the clang of steel, the roar of muskets, and the cries of the combatants. The pirates, taken by surprise, fought back with a ferocity fueled by surprise and desperation. Jim, with his uncanny agility and sharpshooting skills, proved to be a formidable opponent. He darted through the chaos, firing his pistol with deadly accuracy, felling one pirate after another. Dr. Livesey, wielding his saber, demonstrated his prowess in close combat, skillfully parrying and thrusting, dispatching his adversaries with unwavering determination. Squire Trelawney, though not as skilled in swordsmanship, more than made up for it with his unwavering bravery. He charged into the fray, brandishing his cutlass, inspiring his crew with his fearless example. The pirates, though initially caught off guard, gradually began to regroup, their numbers providing them with a significant advantage. They pressed their attack, forcing Jim, the doctor, and the squire to retreat. With the pirates closing in, their victory seemed imminent. However, just when all hope seemed lost, a sudden cheer erupted from the Hispaniola's crew. Reinforcements had arrived. Ben Gunn, the maroon sailor who had befriended Jim, had rallied a group of loyal natives to their cause. The natives, armed with spears and clubs, charged into the fray, their war cries echoing through the night. The pirates, caught between two forces, were overwhelmed. They fought valiantly, but their resistance was futile. One by one they fell, until only a handful remained. With the battle turning in their favor, Jim, the doctor, and the squire pressed their advantage. They rallied their crew and the natives, driving the remaining pirates into a corner. Cornered and outnumbered, the pirates surrendered, their reign of terror brought to an abrupt end. As the sun began to break over the horizon, casting its golden rays upon the scene, the Hispaniola stood triumphant, her sails billowing in the morning breeze. Jim, the doctor, and the squire had successfully reclaimed their ship and defeated the treacherous pirates. They had faced danger, adversity, and betrayal, but their courage, determination, and unwavering belief in justice had prevailed. With the pirates vanquished, they could finally continue their quest for the legendary treasure of Captain Flint, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation. In the depths of despair, young Jim Hawkins found himself marooned on a desolate island, the remnants of his perilous adventure with the infamous Captain Flint's treasure still haunting his thoughts. The island, a forgotten speck amidst the vast expanse of the ocean, held secrets and mysteries that awaited unraveling. As days turned into weeks, Jim tirelessly explored his newfound surroundings, searching for sustenance and shelter. His resourceful nature and unwavering spirit kept him going, but loneliness gnawed at his heart. He yearned for companionship, a glimmer of hope in the bleakness that enveloped him. Fate, however, had a peculiar twist in store for Jim. During one of his foraging expeditions, he stumbled upon an unusual sight, a strange, makeshift shelter tucked away in a secluded corner of the island. Curiosity piqued, he approached cautiously, his senses heightened. Emerging from the shelter was a haggard figure, his clothing tattered and his hair matted. The man's eyes widened as he beheld Jim, a mixture of astonishment and fear etched upon his weathered face. Who are you?" the man stammered, his voice hoarse from disuse. Jim, equally surprised, introduced himself and inquired about the man's presence on the island. The man hesitated before revealing his identity: Ben Gunn, a former member of Captain Flint's notorious crew. Gunn's tale was one of misfortune and betrayal. Years ago, during a fateful voyage, he had been marooned on the island by his treacherous comrades, left to fend for himself in this unforgiving wilderness. He survived by sheer determination, adapting to the harsh conditions and learning to utilize the island's resources. As Jim listened to Gunn's story, a sense of camaraderie grew between them. They realized that their fates had intertwined, their paths crossing in this remote and forsaken place. Together, they forged an alliance, a bond of survival and companionship in the face of adversity. Gunn proved to be an invaluable asset to Jim. He possessed a wealth of knowledge about the island, its hidden dangers, and its potential bounty. He guided Jim to sources of food and water, taught him how to navigate the treacherous terrain, and shared invaluable survival techniques. In return, Jim brought a renewed sense of purpose and hope to Gunn's solitary existence. He listened attentively to Gunn's tales of piracy and adventure, offering empathy and understanding. Their shared experiences and mutual reliance fostered a deep friendship, a beacon of light in the darkness that surrounded them. As time went on, Jim and Gunn embarked on various escapades, exploring the island's secrets, and searching for any remnants of Captain Flint's hidden treasure. They faced challenges and overcame obstacles, their resilience and determination unyielding. Their partnership became a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within individuals, even in the most dire of circumstances. On that forgotten island, amidst the solitude and despair, Jim and Ben Gunn found solace and strength in one another, proving that the bonds of humanity can transcend even the most unforgiving of environments. In the turmoil of the pirate attack, the doctor, the squire, and Jim found themselves greatly outnumbered. Despite their valiant efforts and skilled swordsmanship, the pirates had them cornered in the stockade. Jim, realizing the dire situation, made a daring escape, leaping over the stockade wall and fleeing into the depths of the island. He sprinted through the dense jungle, heart pounding in his chest, the sound of gunfire and shouts of battle echoing behind him. Jim's mind raced as he tried to find a safe haven, a place where he could hide and regroup. Suddenly, he remembered the mysterious man he had encountered earlier, Ben Gunn. Recalling the man's cryptic words and the map he had drawn, Jim changed course and headed towards the northern coast of the island. He pushed through thickets, scrambled over rocks, and waded through streams, his body battered and exhausted. Finally, he reached the rugged shoreline and spotted a cave hidden among the cliffs. With newfound determination, Jim clambered up the steep rocks and entered the cave. He found it empty, save for a few crude tools and a pile of animal skins. It was clear that Ben Gunn had once used this place as his shelter. Jim settled down, hoping that the pirates would not find him here. As darkness fell, Jim heard the sounds of the pirates searching the island. He held his breath, fearing that they would discover his hiding place. Hours passed, and the sounds gradually faded away. Jim, exhausted from the day's ordeal, drifted off to sleep, knowing that he had found temporary refuge with the enigmatic Ben Gunn. Meanwhile, on the other side of the island, the doctor, the squire, and the loyal crew members fought bravely against the overwhelming force of the pirates. However, they were steadily pushed back, forced to retreat deeper into the stockade. The pirates, led by the ruthless Captain Flint, seemed unstoppable. As the battle raged on, the doctor realized that their situation was desperate. With heavy hearts, they made the difficult decision to surrender. The pirates, victorious, took control of the Hispaniola and began to loot the ship, searching for the hidden treasure. Little did they know that the real treasure, Jim Hawkins, had slipped through their fingers and was now hidden away in the cave, waiting for the right moment to strike back. With a renewed sense of purpose, Jim, Ben Gunn, and the loyal crew members huddled together, their minds racing with strategies to recapture the Hispaniola. The mutinous pirates, led by the treacherous Long John Silver, still held control of the ship and the treasure they had stolen. Under the cover of darkness, Jim and his companions devised a daring plan. They would use the element of surprise to their advantage, infiltrating the Hispaniola while the pirates were unsuspecting. Their goal was to seize control of the ship, subdue the mutineers, and reclaim the treasure that rightfully belonged to them. As the moon cast long shadows across the tranquil waters, Jim and his allies stealthily approached the Hispaniola. They moved with caution, using the darkness as their cloak, their hearts pounding with both fear and determination. Once aboard the ship, they encountered several unsuspecting pirates, who were quickly overpowered and secured. Jim's leadership shone through as he directed his companions with precision and efficiency. They moved through the ship, clearing the decks and gaining control of key positions. Finally, they reached the heart of the Hispaniola, the captain's quarters, where Long John Silver and his most loyal henchmen were holed up. A tense standoff ensued, with both sides holding their ground. Jim, with his quick wit and unwavering resolve, engaged Silver in a verbal duel, trying to outsmart the cunning pirate. Silver, however, was not easily swayed. He countered Jim's arguments with his own persuasive words, attempting to sow doubt and discord among Jim's allies. As the tension mounted, Jim realized that words alone would not suffice. He drew his sword and charged at Silver, the clash of steel echoing through the night. The battle was fierce, with both sides fighting with all their might. In the end, Jim's determination and unwavering belief in justice prevailed. He managed to disarm Silver and subdue him, bringing an end to the mutiny. The loyal crew members cheered, their spirits soaring as they regained control of the Hispaniola and reclaimed their stolen treasure. With the Hispaniola safely in their hands, Jim and his companions set sail, leaving the treacherous pirates stranded on the island. As they sailed towards their destination, a sense of triumph filled the air. They had faced incredible odds, overcome treacherous challenges, and emerged victorious. The Hispaniola carried more than just treasure. It carried the hopes and dreams of those who had risked everything to reclaim what was rightfully theirs. Jim Hawkins, the young cabin boy who had embarked on an extraordinary adventure, had proven himself to be a courageous leader and a true hero. This is the end of the story of Treasure Island. We hope you all like it. Goodbye.